ever wondered what would happen if the boy frozen in that iceberg woke up already knowing exactly how the 100-Year War ends? Just how overpowered would a fully realized Aang really be at only 12 years old? Could he end the entire war on the very first day? Could he save the Moon Spirit and Princess Yue this time, instead of arriving too late? Or could he walk straight up to Fire Lord Ozai and take him down before the comet ever arrives? Because this isn't the scared kid from the original story. This is the most powerful avatar who ever lived, dropped into a child's body with 100 years of memories telling him exactly what to do, who to save, and when to strike. So let's get into it. Here's how it works. The moment Katara and Sokka crack open that iceberg, it's the exact same scene you remember, except the kid who climbs out isn't starting from zero. He's got every memory of his past life, a fully mastered avatar state, and complete command of all 4 elements: air, water, earth, fire. Day 1. Now, normally the avatar cycle wipes the slate clean. Each new avatar is born fresh, with no memories of the last one. So for this story, we're assuming the cycle glitched just once, and Aang's soul came back whole. And the first thing that hits him? The clock. He already knows Sozin's comet returns at the end of summer. That gives him less than a year to end a 100-year war, so he doesn't waste a second. When the ice breaks and that beam of light shoots into the sky, everything happens just like before. Katara and Sokka pull him out. Appa wakes up. Momo's there. And Aang grins, asks Katara to go penguin sledding, and acts like the same goofy 12-year-old the world's about to fall in love with. But it's all an act. Inside, he's 100 years old. He knows that beam of light just told every Fire Nation soldier in range exactly where the Avatar is. And he knows the first one coming. Zuko. This is the key to the whole story, so remember it. Aang hides his power on purpose. If a 12-year-old kid suddenly starts bending all 4 elements and curb-stomping admirals, the world panics, the Fire Nation triples down, and everything he's trying to prevent gets worse. So he plays dumb, he lets people underestimate him, and he only shows his cards when no one's looking. In the original timeline, Aang was always one step behind. Zuko's surprise attacks, Zhao's traps, the constant running. This time, he's read the whole script. He knows every move before it's made. Take Zuko's raid on the Southern Water Tribe. Originally, Aang surrenders himself to protect the village and gets hauled onto Zuko's ship. This time, he still surrenders, because the story needs Zuko chasing him, not chasing the village. But the escape isn't luck anymore. Aang waits for the exact second, slips his cuffs, airbends Zuko's crew off the deck like leaves, and is gone before anyone blinks. To Zuko, it looks like a slippery kid got lucky. It wasn't luck, it was timing. Then comes Kyoshi Island. Originally, this is where Aang shows off, draws attention, and brings Zuko down on the village. This time, he handles it differently. When Zuko's firebenders torch the place, Aang doesn't panic. He earthbends, a skill he supposedly hasn't learned yet, drops a wall in front of the flames, and rides the giant Unagi to put the fires out in one move. The Kyoshi warriors stare, Sokka stares, Katara stares. Because that earthbending? Aang's not supposed to know that yet. That's the moment the suspicion starts. Sokka pulls Katara aside. Something's off about this kid. He's too calm. He knows too much. He fights like he's done it 1,000 times. They don't have an answer. Aang just shrugs and changes the subject, but he's already steering things. A quiet word here, a nudge there. He's not just dodging the Fire Nation, he's lining up every piece for what's coming. And when Admiral Zhao captures him at the Powai stronghold, escaping isn't a problem either. Originally, the only reason Aang got out of Powai was because Zuko, fighting in his blue spirit disguise, broke him out. This time, Aang doesn't need rescuing. He lets himself get caught on purpose, just to see Zhao's defenses with his own eyes, and then walks out the front gate, dismantling an entire fortress of Fire Nation soldiers without taking a single hit. Zhao is left screaming at empty cells. No blue spirit required. Word starts spreading through the Fire Nation. This isn't the helpless air nomad they were promised. Something is very, very different about this avatar. But Aang isn't here to flex. He's watching the calendar, because every day that passes is one day closer to Sozin's comet, and the one fight that actually matters. Everything before that is just a warm-up. The first real test is the Siege of the North. By now, Aang and his friends reach the Northern Water Tribe, the last great stronghold standing against the Fire Nation. And here, Aang already knows, is where one of the worst tragedies of the whole war is about to happen. In the original timeline, Admiral Zhao leads the biggest armada the world has ever seen against the North Pole. And while the battle rages, Zhao sneaks into the Spirit Oasis, the sacred place where the moon and ocean spirits, Tui and La, live as two koi fish swimming in a pond. Zhao murders the moon spirit. The moon turns blood red, then vanishes. Every waterbender in the world loses their power, and to save the entire water tribe, Princess Yue, who was given life by the moon spirit as a baby, gives that life back. She sacrifices herself to become the new moon. It's beautiful, and it's heartbreaking, and Aang never wants to watch it happen again. So, this time, he doesn't. When Zhao's fleet appears on the horizon, Aang doesn't wait at the wall like everyone else. He already knows exactly where the real danger is. While the siege begins and the Fire Nation hammers the Ice City, Aang slips away to the one place that matters, the Spirit Oasis. And he waits. When Zhao creeps in, blade in hand, reaching for that little koi fish, Aang is already there. He doesn't give a speech. He doesn't negotiate. One gust of air pins Zhao to the wall before his knife gets within a foot of the water. The moon spirit is untouched. The moon stays in the sky. Every waterbender keeps their power. And Princess Yue, she never has to die. She lives. That single save changes everything. But Aang isn't done. With the Spirit Oasis safe, he turns to the fleet still pounding the city. Originally, it took the ocean spirit's rage and Aang merging with it to drive the Fire Nation back. And that only happened because the moon spirit had just died. This time, Aang does it on his terms. As the Avatar, the one bridge between the human and spirit worlds, he reaches out to La directly, spirit to spirit, and asks for its power not out of grief, but as a partner standing beside it. La answers. Aang steps into the water, enters the Avatar state, and lets the ocean spirit flow through him. The water rises. A massive glowing giant made of pure ocean, Koizilla, towers over the entire battlefield. And it is not gentle. Ships are swept off the water like toys. Zhao's invincible armada is wiped out in minutes. The most powerful navy the Fire Nation ever assembled, gone. When it's over, Aang steps out of the water, calm, in control, the moon still bright above him. The North Pole stands. The fleet is destroyed. The moon spirit lives. And Princess Yue is alive to see the sun come up. Sokka doesn't lose the girl he just fell for. The Water Tribe doesn't lose their princess. An Avatar at the absolute peak of his power just won one of the biggest battles of the war, and barely broke a sweat doing it. And after a save like that, the questions Sokka and Katara have been sitting on since Kyoshi Island finally boil over. That night, Katara corners him. No more shrugging, no more changing the subject. So Aang tells her the truth. All of it. The iceberg, the 100 years of memories, the war he's already lived through once. He figures the two people who've had his back since day one have earned it. And here's the thing. Knowing doesn't scare them off. It makes them fight harder. Because now they're not following a strange, too-perfect kid. They're following the one person alive who knows exactly how this ends. The suspicion thread closes, and his inner circle becomes his sharpest weapon. With the North safe, the group heads into the Earth Kingdom. And here, we can move fast, because Aang already mastered earthbending lifetimes ago. The desert, the long road, finding his earthbending teacher Toph. He doesn't need any of it the way he used to. He just collects his old crew and keeps moving. A quick example. Originally, a general named Fong tries to force Aang into the Avatar state by putting Katara in danger. This time, Aang doesn't need to be tricked or pushed. He drops into the Avatar state on command, holds it for a second to make his point, and drops out. Calm, controlled, terrifying. Fong gets the message and backs off. Then there's Wan Shutong's library, buried in the desert. Originally, this is where the group discovers the secret of the Day of Black Sun. The one day the Fire Nation's firebenders go completely powerless. Aang doesn't need to discover anything. He's already got that date burned into his memory. Quick stop and they're gone before the Spirit Owl even gets suspicious. But the real moment in the Earth Kingdom is Ba Sing Se, and specifically, the Crossroads of Destiny. If you know the show, you know this is the single most painful moment in the entire series. Originally, deep in the crystal catacombs beneath the city, Aang opens himself up to the Avatar state. And Azula hits him in the back with a bolt of lightning. It kills him. He only survives because Katara revives him with sacred spirit water. And the damage locks his connection to the Avatar state for almost the entire rest of the war. It cripples him at the worst possible time. This time, Aang saw it coming 100 years away. He walks into those catacombs already knowing Azula is waiting, already knowing the Dai Li are about to ambush them, already knowing exactly where that lightning is going to come from. So when Azula makes her move, Aang is ready. He redirects the strike, shuts down the Dai Li, and turns the trap completely around. Azula, the most dangerous prodigy the Fire Nation has, is sent running for the first time in her life. Aang doesn't die. His connection to the Avatar state is never broken. Ba Sing Se holds, the Earth King is safe, and the franchise's darkest moment gets rewritten into a total victory. The war is tilting now, but Ozai is still out there, and the comet is still coming. Now we hit Book 3, and this is where Aang's foreknowledge turns the whole war. Start with the Day of Black Sun. In the original story, Aang and a small invasion force attacked the Fire Nation capital during a solar eclipse, the one window where every firebender on the planet is completely powerless for 8 straight minutes. The plan was simple. Take out the Fire Lord while he can't fight back, and it fails. Azula stalls them with lies. Ozai hides in a secret bunker. The 8 minutes run out, and the whole invasion collapses. Not this time. Aang knows there's a catch, and it's a big one. During the eclipse, he loses the Avatar state too. His connection to all that cosmic power goes dark for those same 8 minutes. So he doesn't rely on it. He doesn't need to. He's a master of all 4 elements without it. The second the sun goes black, Aang moves like a man who's memorized every hallway. No wandering, no Azula stalling him. He goes straight for Ozai's secret bunker because he's always known exactly where it is. And catching Ozai is easy. A single slab of earth drops the powerless Phoenix King to his knees. But here's the hard part, and it's the reason Aang doesn't end the war right here. Aang won't kill. He never will. And he can't permanently neutralize Ozai either, because the one technique that could, energy bending, the power to strip a man's fire away for good, he won't learn until the night before the comet from the lion turtle. So his only real options are to murder a man who can't fight back or to hold him, and holding him doesn't work. The eclipse lasts 8 minutes. The instant the sun returns, Ozai's fire comes roaring back with it, and a chained, humiliated Fire Lord with his power flooding back in is a man who incinerates everyone in that bunker the second he's able. Aang knows it, so he makes the cold call. He takes the strategic win over the personal one. He doesn't waste the eclipse trying to cage a monster he can't keep caged. He uses those 8 minutes to gut the Fire Nation's command, cripple the war machine, and prove to the entire world that the capital can be hit. Then he pulls his people out clean before the sun comes back. Ozai survives the day. But the invasion that failed in the original timeline is a massive success here. The capital is shaken, the war machine is crippled, and the Fire Nation realizes for the first time that they are losing. The real reckoning isn't here. Aang's saving that for the comet, for the one moment he'll be able to take Ozai's fire away forever. And then there's Zuko. In the original story, Zuko spends 3 full seasons lost, betraying, switching sides, hating himself. This time, Aang's been quietly working on him since the very beginning, planting doubts, showing mercy, letting Zuko see a different path. So when Zuko finally turns his back on his father and walks away from the Fire Nation, it happens cleaner and faster than ever before. He tracks the group down at the Western Air Temple, and this time, there's barely any standoff. Aang already knew he was coming. Combustion Man, the assassin sent to kill them, gets handled almost as an afterthought. Zuko's in. The prince who spent his whole life chasing the Avatar is now fighting beside him. After that, the rest moves quick. The Boiling Rock prison break, where they free Sokka's father and Suki from the Fire Nation's most inescapable prison. Then the firebending masters, Ran and Shaw, who reveal that real fire isn't rage, it's life and energy. But this trip isn't really for Aang. He's carried fire across 100 years of past lives. He doesn't need the lesson. It's Zuko who needs it. Zuko, who lost his fire the moment he lost his certainty and has to relearn it from the source. Aang goes with him to stand before the masters, and the two of them are judged worthy together. Zuko gets his fire back, reforged clean. And Aang? He already had every element. He just lets Zuko have his moment. Crew assembled, Zuko at his side, every element mastered, and the comet, days away. The endgame is here. So at this point, let's be honest, the timeline looks perfect. Aang saved the moon spirit. He saved Yue. He never died at the crossroads. The Day of Black Sun was a win. Zuko's on his side, the Fire Nation's reeling, and a fully realized Avatar is running circles around everyone. So where's the threat? What could possibly stop him now? One thing, Sozin's comet. This is the catch Aang's been racing against since he woke up in that iceberg. The comet only passes by once every 100 years, and when it does, it supercharges every firebender on the planet with the strength and power of 100 suns. And Ozai, now calling himself the Phoenix King, plans to ride that power and burn the entire Earth Kingdom to ash in a single day. A comet-powered Fire Lord is a completely different monster. Even for a fully realized avatar, that's not a fight you walk into careless. And here's the part Aang can never forget. The avatar state is his greatest weapon, but it's also his greatest weakness. Because if the avatar is ever killed while he's in the avatar state, the cycle breaks. Forever. No reincarnation, no next avatar. The avatar spirit just ends. So against a comet-boosted Ozai, Aang can't just charge in glowing and swinging. One stray bolt of fire to the back at the wrong moment, and it's not just Aang who dies, it's every avatar who'd ever come after him. This is the one fight he has to get exactly right. The night before the comet, Aang does something he's been planning since the very beginning. He seeks out the last lion turtle, an ancient mountain-sized being older than the avatar itself. And the lion turtle teaches him the one technique that predates bending entirely: energy bending. The power to bend the energy inside another person, to take their bending away completely. But there's a warning. To bend someone else's energy, your own spirit has to be unbendable. If your will wavers for even a second, you won't just fail, you'll be corrupted and destroyed. Aang files that away, because he's about to need it. Then the comet arrives, the sky turns red, and the final battle begins. It splits in two. On one side, Zuko and Katara go after Azula for the throne. Azula, comet-powered and coming apart at the seams, fights like a cornered animal, paranoid, alone, betrayed by everyone she trusted. When she fires a bolt of lightning straight at Katara, Zuko throws himself in the way to save her. And then Katara outsmarts the unraveling princess, chains her down, and ends it. Azula finishes the day defeated and broken, screaming on the ground, just like the original story. And on the other side, the fight that decides everything. Aang versus Ozai, the Phoenix King, riding the comet, throwing walls of fire big enough to level mountains, laughing as the world burns beneath him. This is the one moment Aang's power isn't a guarantee. A comet-boosted Ozai is the strongest firebender who has ever lived. So Aang doesn't hold back anymore. He stops hiding. 100 years of mastery finally come out at full force. Air, water, earth, fire, all of it. Woven together better than any avatar in history. He matches Ozai blast for blast, and slowly, surely, he takes control of the fight. Ozai realizes too late that the helpless boy he was promised was never helpless at all. And then he enters the avatar state. Glowing, channeling the power of 1,000 past lives, Aang pins the Phoenix King to the rock. Ozai is finished, and here's the moment fans still argue about to this day. For one breath, Aang has him. He could end Ozai right here, right now, after everything. The genocide, the 100-year war, dying once already. No one would blame him. But Aang remembers who he is. He's the last airbender, and the Air Nomads do not take a life. So instead, he uses what the lion turtle gave him. He grips Ozai's head and chest and reaches into his very spirit. And this is the part that almost goes wrong, because Ozai's will is monstrous, and for a terrifying second, it starts to overwhelm Aang. The lion turtle's warning was real. If Aang's spirit breaks here, he's gone. It doesn't break. Aang's will holds. His light wins out over Ozai's darkness, and bit by bit, he pulls the firebending out of the Phoenix King for good. When it's over, Ozai is on the ground, alive but powerless, a tyrant with nothing left. The comet streaks away overhead, and the 100-year war ends right there in a single moment, exactly the way Aang planned it. So let's add up everything that's different in this timeline. The moon spirit is alive. Princess Yue never had to die. She's still a princess of the Northern Water Tribe, and Sokka never lost her. Aang never died at the crossroads of destiny, which means his connection to the Avatar state was never broken, and the boy who'd already lived through this war once stayed at full power for all of it. The Day of Black Sun, which failed in the original story, became one of the turning points instead, and the 100-year war ended with a tiny fraction of the bloodshed. Zuko takes the throne as the new Fire Lord, exactly like before. But this time, he gets there years sooner, without ever fully losing himself along the way. Azula is defeated and finally gets the help she needs. The Earth Kingdom is free. Ba Sing Se never fell. And the legacy of the Air Nomads, the people Aang spent 100 years grieving, finally has a future again. Think about what the original timeline cost. 100 years of war, an entire genocide, a world ground down under the Fire Nation's boot, an avatar sealed and crippled at the worst possible moment. Countless people who died who didn't have to. In this timeline, almost none of that happens. This is about as close to a perfect ending as the Avatar world has ever seen, and it doesn't stop there. With the war over so much earlier and so much cleaner, Aang and Zuko get straight to work building something new. Together, they found Republic City, a place where people from every nation live side by side, years ahead of schedule. The world doesn't just survive, it heals, faster and stronger than it ever did before. And Aang himself? He gets to grow up in a world he saved. He and Katara build a life together, and one day, the airbenders he thought were gone forever will fill the temples again. 100 years of suffering, rewritten in under a single year. The boy in the iceberg didn't just win the war, he fixed the entire world. But before you go, here's the question worth arguing about. Even with all that power, even with 100 years of memories, even after dying once already to the Fire Nation, Aang still chose mercy. He took Ozai's bending instead of his life. So tell me, was that the right call? Or should the most powerful avatar who ever lived have just ended the Phoenix King once and for all and made sure he could never come back? There's no easy answer, so drop your verdict in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this what if, smash that like button and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. And if you want to see what happens when it's not Aang who comes back, but Zuko reborn with all of his memories and power, click the video on your screen right now. Go on, check it out.